What is up YouTube, Cryptic TCG here, coming at you today with another deck profile. This past weekend was my OTS's OTS Championship and I was fortunate enough to take first place. I played Yubel. If you followed the channel for a little bit, you know that I'm a big fan of Yubel currently. I think it's one of, if not the best deck of the format. The M boards by far is stuff that no other deck can compete with. It's basically an FTK in disguise. It's a really fun deck to play, really solid. It's got loads of cool lines that you can do. It allows you to play with the full extent of your hand. It really rewards you for practicing this deck a lot, and it's just a deck that I find incredibly fun, so I decided to play it. My matchups were round 1 I played against Lab, round 2 was the Mirror, round 3 was Rescue Ace, round 4 was Memento, and round 5 was Snake Eye Azamina. All of them super close games. Shoutouts to my opponents. But yeah, so let's just get into the profile. So to start off, standard stuff first. So 3 Samsara, the 2 Squirmer, 2 Spirit, 1 OG, 1 Terra. Just standard Yubel ratios. Won't change them until we get a ban list that affects the deck. This is just going to stay as it is, and I have no complaints about it. Then for the Beckoning Beast engine, so 3 and the 1. I know a few of people I test with have said the Summoning Beast isn't 100% necessary because you're only playing around the scenario that you open in, which is fair, but I like having it just for that safety net. Also, drawing it's not the worst. It's a 0/0 fiend that you can convert into a phantom. It's a dark that you can pop off Nightmare Pain. So overall, it's fine if you draw it. It's not the end of the world. It's one of the least brickiest things you can draw. Fiendsmiths, the 3 Engraver, the 1 Lacrima. Lacrima is crazy. Summon it every single time off of Requiem, unless I open it in my hand. Just a crazy card. The recursion effect in the grave that people forget about. The fact that you can just go end phase Lacrima effect, target like a sequence or a Requiem, summon it back for free so you have a body on your turn. Just allows you to get back into the game if you come from behind. So just a really strong card. Then the 1 Fibulori to go with them. This engine, this deck is playing the Cashier engine. I wanted something that would help mitigate the damage that Furos would do, because this deck loses pretty hard to it. It loses hard to both Charmies, but Furos is what you're more likely to see. So Unicorn and Fenrir are the Cashier monsters I decided to play. For once, Unicorn is the better one to draw than Fenrir. I saw the Cashier engine a lot, mainly the Unicorn half over Fenrir, which I'm glad for. Did what it was supposed to do, applied pressure, ripped stuff out of the extra deck, even if they had 2 ofs, just starting to slowly chip them down. Just did a lot for the deck, and the recursion you get from Birth, just summoning back and getting a body, just getting a free link material is just insane. I'm really happy with the deck and really happy with this engine. I would probably continue to play it going forward. Then the Search for 1 Shavara for the Unchained engine. Hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, so we're not playing that many hand traps. The non-engine's taken up more by the Cashier stuff. Normally the Veilers would be draws. I changed it before the start of the event. I wanted to test Veiler for a while now. I just happened to test it on the day, you know, trial by fire. I saw it once, and when I saw it in multiple, so it was fine because it is a low impact hand trap, but it did what it was supposed to. I was in a really grindy game. It was a super simple game state where my opponent just had a sequence and I had a Nightmare Pain, so I would just stun in sequence every single turn until I drew a Dark for Nightmare Pain so I could combo off. Fortunately I did, but yeah, Veiler did his job. I don't know if I'd keep him going forward. I might try Ogre next to see, because I think Ogre also has a lot going for it as well, and I might just go back to draw, but for the time being, this was fine for the day. No complaints really. Then spells, Nightmare Throne, Terraforming, Set Rotation. The amount of stuff that you can play through if you open Throne and like the amount of like flexibility you get is insane. Like, it's night and day for the deck. You're just having as much access to it as possible, so you have to play these, and then with the Set Rotation you have the Pressure Planet to go with it. Yes, having this many just like searches other than the Set Rotation puts you in a rough spot with draw. You just have to prioritize what search you want more. So if I had like a Dark Beckoning Beast in hand or a planet, I would probably commit to the planet, because you can't activate opening under draw anyway, so that doesn't really matter. You can search Summoning Beast and come off that way, but I'd rather have the race off for the Cashier line, because I think the Cashiers provide more value. It depends on the game state, but yeah, just need to max out on ways to get to Nightmare Throne. Then for the other continuous spells, Nightmare Pain, Cashier Rebirth, and Opening. All of these are crazy in their own way. Pain is just part of the combo, just standard stuff. Birth just puts so much pressure, just bringing back a Cashier every turn. Your opponent has to deal with it. Against like runic matchups as well, Birth's secondary effect is crazy. Secondary effect can be crazy in a lot of matchups. It didn't come up for the event, but in theory it was good. Opening, I just feel super safe whenever I have access to this. When you search summon Dark Beckoning Beast and search this, and they don't draw you, you feel on top of the world. The add back effect for getting the other continuous spells back when your opponent doesn't banish them is crazy. A lot of people just forget this card has that effect, and it's just something that just keeps you recurring, just keeps you going. Insane card. One tracked, searchable, part of the combo, standard, and then the Unchained Trap. I am playing Chamber over the other trap. I think the other trap has versatility against like Tempai, for example, but I think overall this is just the better one. It just allows you to bring back stuff in this, because I had a few scenarios where I didn't proc Yama, so just summoning back Yama instead of a Rage to like surge in the end phase if your opponent just doesn't have a special summon monster. It's just a crazy line in general. But that's the main deck. It's 42 cards. You could probably cut it if you just remove like the Chaos Summoning Beast or stuff like that, but I'm happy with it overall. Extra, standard stuff, 2 Phantom. I'd like to play 3, but it's super tight, and by the time we have like some wiggle room in the extra deck, this is probably going to be put to 1. Fiendsmith stuff, just standard, really, not going to really go over it. The only thing I will say is Necroquip I made once, so I might cut this just because Lacrima fills like the same slot for having the extra body, but sometimes you get like cute draws off of like Necroquip for like activating Engraver in hand, so it can come up. Unchained stuff, Rage and Yama. I think Yama is going to be banned. This card is insane, the amount of stuff that it gives you on the end board. Rage, just 3 interruptions on its own. The fact that this can have back from grave, so it can recur. The fact that it summons a body as well and pop stuff. It just does so much for the deck. I think this needs to go, if honest. I'd like it not to, but I can understand if it does. Then the SP and the Makreka, just here are the link 2s. Makreka, summon back Samsara if you can't reborn it with the Unchained. SP for Rage. The one Goddess, I didn't summon it once. This is only for like the off chance that I go against like Whitewoods or something where they make like a light and dark Chaos Angel and I can't out it. Other than with Imperm, it's a really tough card to out. So having this versatility just to allow me to link it off, so I'm just not losing a game just because I don't have the out. Plus it can come up in other matchups too. Plus you can use Moon with it to link off too and just be a little bit cute. Xyz, Caesar, Rudris, crazy cards. Caesar just does so much right now, it just stops like 90% of the decks. All my matchups, Caesar punished, so we just like turbo into it. But yeah, that's the extra. Moving on to the side. Start off with the 3 Perulia. I don't own Fruros, it'd probably be in the main otherwise. But Perulia on the sides, I shot it once all day. It got called by the Graved, but I opened the 2 Effect Veilers alongside it, so I allowed those to go off unimpeded. So it did something, but overall it was very underperforming because I didn't see it, but I'd still keep it in. It's just a solid card all around. Retaliate and See, I think this is the star of the show for my side deck. I think this is super well positioned right now in the format. Punishes Snake Eye, stops them from using the effects of Ash and Oak. They don't get the Azamina stuff. Against Rescue Ace, stops all their special summon stuffs. Doesn't let them put any bodies in the grave, so they can banish for Turbulence. Memento, if you chain this alongside another interruption, so when they activate one of the spells to either dodge it, you just chain this, they lose all their materials. Just crazy card in general. Then for back row removal, 2 Cosmic, the 1 Duster. I normally play 3 Cosmic, but I wanted a more widespread removal, so I decided to put the Duster in. I've only put these in once against Lab. I saw one of the Cosmics, so it came up. I forced the an IDP that was set up a trap trick, so it did something. Overall, I think you just always need back row removal on your side. Then for the Archfiend package, so basically all of this is just pseudo for Tempai. This is just something that you can just access for your engine because you play Area Leader. Centric is for Tempai for if they make Quacky Maradrago, you can just add this off Attract and then either beat over it or Tribute. Also, if you want more back row removal, you can just put this in for like against like Lab, which I put it in for. It's just so you have this another point of removal. Mannequin Cat line, this was inspired by Team Sam's list. In locals testing, this came up a few times. I didn't get shifted at the event, so it didn't come up then, but I think it's a really cool and versatile line that you should play if you have the space for it in the side, and I think it's just solid in general. If you go against some opponents that have a deck that just banishes as part of their engine as well, you can just summon Chaos Hunter by reborning it with the armor and just dumping it off of Area Leader that way, or you can just summon it by its own effect if they proc it. So overall, just a solid card. And then the last card, Nightmare Phoenix. This I just wanted for just random decks that I needed an additional form of back row removal that I could access through the extra deck. Post side, depending on the deck, I'm probably siding out Goddess for that, because if they don't have the ability to make like a Chaos Angel, then I'm just going to swap these because this just has more versatility. And I think Phoenix is just worth a side deck slot in general, especially against like Yubel, if you want to like pop like Opening or something, or if you want to pop like Nightmare Pain so you can push the game that turn so they can't just add it back off of Opening. I think this is just a solid card in general. But yeah, that's the deck. It performs just as expected, really, as it's drawn up to. No real complaints. I drew Terra Incarnate once, which was fine. I didn't draw Summoning Beast, which was good. I drew the Unchained Trap a lot, but that's part of the cause. You know, your deck has a few bricks, you're going to draw them. But yeah, deck's super solid. I'm super happy with how it performed, and I'm looking forward to just innovating and just testing on it more to see if I can improve some of the weaknesses. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.